Welcome back, everybody. Gigi yesterday decided she was going to take on 8-year-old great-grandson in a basketball game. And we spent 4 hours in the emergency room, spent about 8 hours today in surgery to get her hand sewn back. We busted her, all the bones in her wrist.
She had a plate put in, right?
Oh yeah, a metal plate in her hand. So it's been a fun 3 days, people. Now right now, I'm behind on my honey harvesting, people wanting honey, and it's time to start filling jugs.
I love that. That is so clean and easy, folks. You see that? So Papa has an inroad. Look at the color of that, folks. That is what we call
Liquid
gold. Liquid gold.
Liquid gold.
So my dad has some sales to some gentlemen that work at the New Orleans port of entry, and they purchase his honey. So since we didn't have any quart jars available, he's doing them pint size. I'll go ahead and tell you guys what he's gonna sell them for, $10, which is a little less than what we normally get, but we need to move it because, let me show you something. He's got this one, you can see how full it is. This one in the background is totally full. So, and it's almost time to run his hives again.
Right.
So when you get to you've got an overstock, you cut your price a little bit, you move your honey quick, you make some money.
Oh Lord. Whew. I almost didn't get that one shut.
Look how quick. So if you're into, your own honey and you want to make a little money, this is well worth. Daddy, about how much that little doodally cost you?
Yes. I bought a dozen of them things, I don't know, way back. I maybe $1 or $2 a piece. I'd have to go pull the records, it's been so long.
And you want to make sure you're using food safe buckets and lids.
Yes, food grade buckets. Everything's food grade.
The jars they were cleaned prior. So these jars are clean. Everything is, sterile because he never has to take the lid off the top of the bucket. That's the trick. Nothing's ever getting into his honey.
Well, no, this is so big, it actually lets air back in through the valve.
That's right.
So this is sealed permanent.
Once the honey goes in,
Yeah, this is sealed permanent right now.
So you don't have to worry about bugs getting in.
This honey don't go bad, and in his shed, it'll stay liquid.
All right, so you told me a little trick that confuses people about honey. When real honey is brought inside into the air conditioned, what happens to it?
It turns to sugar, and it might take 2 or 3 months, but it's going to turn into brown sugar.
It's going to crystallize.
And people are going to say, oh, it's no good. Well, I got news, it is good. Take your pan of warm water, set the jar down in it, and let it just stay warm for a couple hours or so or two, depends on how thick the crystallization is, and it'll turn right back just like you see it.
That's right.
So or either leave it like me in my shed. The shed's insulated, but it gets 70, 80, 90 degrees in here sometimes.
Yeah.
Right now the air conditioner's on, but just to never crystallize.
That's right, because the temperature is warm enough.
Now, a lot of big beekeepers that has got big shops and all, they actually buy heat pads to go around it or set under it and keep it liquid.
So when people buy honey, say from a big box store like Walmart, and that honey never crystallizes, why?
That's a good question.
Because it's fake?
Honey.
That's exactly right. So my dad did some research, folks, and we realized that China is like permanently banned from sending honey into America. So now what they're doing is they're sending it to other countries. They purchase the honey cheap, then send it into America that way.
Right.
When you buy that little jar of the bear and the honey and it never crystallizes, what you've got is something other than honey. It's not real honey.
Now there's tricks on the internet you can look up on YouTube on how to detect if it's real honey, and believe me, they work.
But guys, look at that. That is liquid gold. Please like, comment, subscribe, say a little prayer for Mama and Papa as they work through these upcoming weeks of rehab and post-surgery.
Because man, she spread the joint, and they had to put that plate in and pull it back together.
Yeah, she broke both bones that lead to the hand.
She shattered. It was not funny. When he was looking at the x-rays, He said, look at this, big chip of bone here. He started counting. He got to 9. He says, no need to count that, brother. It looks like just a shattered a bunch of bones.
Yeah. The first broken bone in her life, and she's
Yeah,
81.
Yeah, playing basketball with an 8-year-old.
Well, thank you guys for being here with our family. We love you guys, and just say a little prayer.